calling all men, especially if you agree with this comment, that you wouldn't want to be with a single mom, especially as a man with no kids. Okay, I would love to hear the reasons why. If you agree with this, if you agree with what he said, I would love to know what the fuck your deal is. So leave a comment, please explain. Don't just leave some bullshit. I need explanations of your reasons why. Like, it doesn't matter on the woman and her personality and like what she's got going on. Like, just, it's an automatic no if they have kids. Please tell me. Whoa! The men are coming quick with their responses as to why they're not dating a single mother. Okay, obviously I understand if you just don't want kids, period, so you wouldn't date a single mom. I'm talking about the men that do want kids, but they don't want to have to raise somebody else's kids, is the phrasing that I'm hearing. Like, you don't have any context. I don't know, it just seems narrow-minded as fuck to like have that perspective when you're dating and just in life, because I feel like you're missing out on so much by being small-brained.
And here you got some comments. Here's the top one right here. He says, because I have to pay for them. I can't discipline them. I always come last, get attached, and then they go with you if you should leave. Their dad is still in the picture. I can get accused of touching them. They resent me being with their mom. She'll always take their side even when they're wrong. I have all the responsibility but no authority. They're a constant reminder of your ex. The kids will never appreciate me. You can't take vacation. It's going to be hard to take a vacation. Nothing but a liability, money and exposure to risk. And if you leave, all the money I spent on them is gone. Yep. Other than that, it's amazing. So he listed like 10 different reasons as to why he wouldn't date a single mother. Whoa, the men are coming hard and fast and I didn't know. Y'all don't be listening. Y'all don't be listening to what a man says. A man is telling you all this, but you don't care. So tell me again why you don't want to date a single mother. This man goes and tells you pretty much all of the reasons why men are apprehensive, why men don't want to date single moms. And then what your response is, well, I think that's a little bit shallow. Is it? Losing my money is a little bit shallow? Well, think of all of the love that you can get and all the respect and all this and that. I'm not getting the respect. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth it because I'm not getting the love. And even when I do get the love, it's snatched away from me. You guys keep on saying that men don't really love all that great. They don't really love hard and they don't want to be dads. But the men, I keep on seeing this over and over again. The men keep on saying, I'm going to get attached. And then as soon as I get attached, you're going to leave. And then what am I going to do? It's not as simple as just, oh, well, that was her kid. Just let it go. I poured into this kid. That kid was my investment. I got used to having that kid around. Some of these men don't even want kids. They don't even like kids, but they get with a single mother. And then the kid comes around and then they say, oh, well, hey, what's going on, little buddy? And then, hey, well, your mom had to step out. So why don't you come over here and sit by me? And then you sit there and you watch TV together and then you got to share activities. And then that buddy actually becomes a little buddy. At first it was just like, hey, little buddy, it was a greeting. But then it becomes, oh, it's my little buddy right here. It's my little friend right here. And then it becomes, this is my child. I know I'm in the position of a stepfather, but this is my child. This is my son. It's my little girl right here. It's my little boy right here. And then you start to protect them. You see them grow up. You spend money. Hey, while your mom is out, we're going to go get some ice cream. Don't tell her what I said. Don't let the secret out. And then you build a bond with them. And then all of a sudden, you decide for whatever reason, you don't want to, well, I just want to go do my thing. And I told you not to get attached. What are you talking about? And so that's what he's talking about right now. That's what he's talking about. I give all my investment. I give all my love. I give all my resources to you. And you don't care nothing about anything. You just take it all away. I'm tired. Can you take it all away? Sorry. I used to like that song in high school. Anyway, judge me if you want to. The point is, you take all of this away from the man. Man says, nah, even before I go down that road, I'm not going to do it. Oh, but it's shallow, though. I get it.
Fuck him, feed him, leave him alone. You guys are actually crying because men don't approach you anymore. Do you want to know why they don't approach you anymore, Karen? Because if they approach you, he's a predator. And if he hits on you, oh my God, SA. Not to mention the fact that you guys catfish yourselves with 20 pounds of fucking makeup and your personality. So when he actually feels something, you show your fucking fangs and your psycho side. The amount of false accusations where pro basketball players and just random men in general have actually had their lives ruined because of shit like this, with the false fucking claims, that is why men are not approaching you. That is why men are not talking to you. It has nothing to do with your looks per se. You can be the most beautiful girl in the room and they would probably be dying to talk to you. And then they're going through a list in their head of everything you could do to fucking ruin their lives. And the last thing they need over their head is to be accused of shit that they didn't do. That is why they are not approaching you. Do better.
If I don't respect men who only want women for their bodies, then I can't respect women who only want men for money.
We need to take height preferences off the dating prayer line. And while it's okay for you to have a preference about what someone looks like, I fear this specific preference is doing more damage than good. It's weighing too heavily on the rubric, and it's taking things that should be at the forefront of our noggins and sending it to the black. Let's talk about Enclecta. There is nothing going on between those two ears but the whistling winds of a low-level hurricane, category 2. And that's immediately obvious. In fact, I have a friend that went on a date with him years and years and years ago. And I'm just here to say that the way that he types, the way that he talks, the way that he behaves has been the same for a very long time. And she was able to spot it immediately. They start texting. She goes, oh, this is weird. She went on a first date with him and she said, absolutely not. And she moved on. But there are women who saw all these things and decided, God gave me the ability to extend a bloodline. And this is the one that I'm going to choose to extend. Why? Hello? Get down. My only explanation is that you were so distracted by the appearance that you didn't realize that this behavior was not a facade. That's a noun. Either way, we have to refocus as a group, as a people, because the way that we're being presented, you got on a podcast and started arguing words with a rapper?
So if you're not sure who she's talking about, she's referring to Cam Newton in his interview with I can't remember what her name is. Lady London, I think is what it is. I thought that was Lauren London from Atlanta, from ATL, the movie. But this is apparently a rapper that I didn't know about. I mean, obviously, because I don't listen to rap. For no reason, I just don't listen to it anymore. But he said something like, instead of eclectic, he said eclectic or something like that. And she was like, and she corrected him. I thought he meant to say eclectic. Like, but he went and he basically, he just said, no, that's what I meant to say. And I was like, interesting. And he went on to, kind of say, hey, we need to put that in the dictionary. And he explained what it meant. And maybe that's what it meant. But, it was weird. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a weird moment for Kim. And obviously Kim has a lot of weird moments. But this was one of them. Okay. And so now she's talking about, which is what men have been talking about for a long time. We need to take height as one of the top priorities and put it a little bit lower. There are more important things. Surprise, surprise. That's what men have been telling you this entire time. And while we're at it, we need to go ahead and take money and put it as a lower priority because Cam has got money too. And while we're at it, we can round it out and say, we need to take 6-pack and put that as a lower priority too. I don't know if Cam Newton has a 6-pack, but I would say he's in relatively good shape. just based on the way he looks. He's still in good shape, just based on seeing him on the show. So that's what y'all are looking for. It looks like he's got the trifecta. Okay? And that's what these women are looking at. They don't care about him saying certain words. There's going to still be women in his DMs. And this, while y'all keep on talking about the manosphere, while y'all talking about red pill and what they say and what they do wrong, and then you go out there and have a baby with Cam Newton. You go out there and mess around with 50 Cent. I think he had a song, something like that. Have a baby by me, be a millionaire, I think is what I heard, or something like that. Money. I could say Usher. Usher's not even that tall, I don't think. But he's got money. He's got status. So it don't matter how short you are, to be honest. These modern women, once again, showing us that they don't care nothing about what they have coming out of their mouths. It's all about how I feel in the moment. It's all about what I want. And that's why men are not listening to anything y'all say.
One time I had a guy tell me like, hey, I love everything about you. I think you're wonderful. I think you're just like this beautiful person. But we can't be together because you're too short. And I could never do that to my kids.
Somebody in the comments said men in women's fields. That's it.
Y'all are hypocrites. A lot of y'all are hypocrites because the way you guys are attacking the Bohemian Diva over Sedona Violet is very, very telling. These two women are both in the wrong. Sedona Violet came on here calling men ugly, and that is not the first time she's done that. She said Millie Bobby Brown when she was younger that she was not a cute kid. So then Bohemian Diva comes in and says, who are you to talk about looks? Have you seen yourself? And y'all are attacking Bohemian Diva, especially when it comes to the comments that she made about men. Because you know why? Because a lot of y'all hate men so much. When men are being attacked, y'all think it's okay. When women are being attacked, y'all think that's not okay. When another woman is talking bad about men, y'all are okay with that. But when the tables turn, y'all all of a sudden start to act all like, oh, you're on the wrong. She's on the right. She's red pill. Your hatred for men is keeping y'all blind to the point where you guys are not recognizing other women who are also very toxic. And honestly, I like Bohemian Diva's content. I may not agree with everything that she says, but I love the way she be calling out the hypocrisy in women. A lot of women hate men so much so that y'all don't see when a woman is toxic. And one thing I'm understanding is that women don't like to be held accountable as a collective. Y'all scream all day on this internet trying to hold men accountable. But when it comes to women being held accountable, you guys do not like that shit. And in order for you to be able to see the toxicity on both sides, you have to heal your issues that you have with men. Y'all act like you have decentered men, but when you hate them, they are still very much centered in your life. And honestly, overall, coming on the internet and calling anybody ugly will get you dragged every single time. And it does not matter how attractive you are. Calling anybody ugly is just not a nice thing to do or say. I don't understand why we are not seeing that both of these women were doing the same thing. They were saying the same thing.
And once again, I'm reading the comments here, and I appreciate all of the women in the comments essentially talking about, hey, I'm team Bohemian Diva. She gave Sedona a taste of her own medicine, and she didn't like it. Too bad. Another woman says, girl, I blocked Sedona Violet a long time ago. There's a guy here that says, Bohemian Diva wasn't wrong at all. Now somebody said here, and I don't know what this is about. They said they're both freaks for different reasons. Same thing with Cam Newton and Miss Chin. People just want a side to be on, but it's like you don't have to pick. Okay, interesting. Somebody else says Bohemian Diva was not wrong. Here's another one here that says, I don't think Sedona used the lingo people preferred, and this is all a big misunderstanding. But a lot of people aren't ready for the system of beauty standards that is clearly rigged and subjective AF to be decoded by somebody who supposedly doesn't fit into the beauty standards. Dissecting it is painful to a lot of people, but I think her content is very vital. Well, once again, maybe, but the wrong messenger. These types of women will get online and trash men and then cry foul when a man jumps up in the comments and says, wait a minute. This is what you guys do. And this is why Sedona, whatever her name is getting all of the backlash that she's getting. Because you have a lot of modern women and they get online and they talk about, I see 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300 good looking women every single time I roll out of bed. I can look out of the window and see a good looking woman, but a good looking man, I never see it. I haven't seen a good looking man in a year. Maybe you've been drunk. Maybe you've been sick. Maybe you've been on drugs. With all of these good looking men walking around you, walking right beside you, walking by you, I don't know where you work. I don't know what you're up to. Maybe you can't see in the daytime. Maybe you can't see at night. Maybe you can't see at all. But your eyes are closed. You're not paying attention. There's a good looking man walk right by you. Once again, I was looking at that whole Desmond Scott, Christy Sarah thing, and women were in the comments talking about Desmond Scott didn't even look all that great. Desmond Scott didn't look, he doesn't look all that great. What? So now we're just lying. Now we're just not telling the truth. And I was talking to my wife about it. My wife was like, well, you know, she's going through something and, you know, she's hyper analyzing and she's psychoanalyzing every comment and she's reading everything. And, you know, she probably feels a certain way about getting cheated on. And, you know, the girls are trying to hype her up and, you know, just trying to make her feel special and empathize with her. I get that. But you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. Like I said, Desmond's going to be just fine. That man went out there and you saw him with another woman. Oh, he ain't going to beat the allegations. She got a strong jawline. Oh, and she's a model on Instagram. Now you go to that woman's page and now they're calling her trans. But you go to that woman's page and hop in the comments. Guess how many people going to be calling her a baddie? Oh, beautiful woman, this, that. But when a man that you don't like gets on there and looks good and he pulls and he ain't supposed to pull because remember, he's ugly. He ain't supposed to pull. Then all of a sudden, gotta be something wrong with him. Gotta be something wrong with her. Oh, she's ugly. He's ugly. Oh, she's a man. Oh, he's gay and all that other stuff. The man then went out there and pulled. I went to that man's page. They started downvoting that man's page. Had nothing to do, he's a chef, had nothing to do with what he was cooking. Actually, the man been on there cooking and doing his thing before, during, and probably going to be after the divorce finalizes. But modern women lose their minds when they want something to be the case, when they want to follow a certain narrative. And that's what I mean to say about Sedona. They lose their minds when they want to follow a certain narrative. I see this man and he's ugly, but I see this woman and she looks great. I heard and I couldn't believe my ears. Heard a woman the other day talking about even the average baddies. The average baddies? So you're saying that not all of these ladies that y'all to be saying looking good, they don't really look all that great, which is what men are saying. Y'all live in a world of delusion. And this woman went in there, called this other woman out, and now y'all are upset about it.
Ladies, we really are fucked. I just saw a therapist that said they want intimacy without commitment on their Bumble profile. A therapist.
And I'm glad women in the comments here actually set her straight. Somebody said, why is it a problem that someone communicated exactly what they wanted? Not all of us have marriage on a 5-year plan. Another woman says, not everyone's life goal is to end up married or in a relationship. They are being honest and upfront about what they want. What is wrong with that? I guess somebody's saying wrong platform. I thought Bumble was for relationships and Tinder was for hookups. It doesn't matter what the platform is. The man said what he wanted. Period. Wrong platform. Another woman says, at least they're honest and you know up front, right? Samantha says, not everyone wants to be married once again or in a relationship. That person was being transparent about what they want. If it's not what you want, move on. I don't see the problem. Lucy says, I mean, it sounds like a good deal to me. Another woman, Bodacious Butterfly, says people don't have to want commitment. Ashley says, I'm missing the problem. Catherine says, therapists are people too. And knowing yourself is part of going to therapy. Going to therapy doesn't mean you turn into what other people think is morally right. Exactly. Thank you. And once again, another woman, she's an older woman. They are honest. Kudos to them. People are allowed to want what's best for them. You know, modern women and what they do, and delete this video, by the way, what they try to do is they try to shame you for why ain't men honest? How come they won't just tell you what they want? And then when they tell you what they want, or they're being upfront and honest about it, and he didn't even say, I want to just get you in the bedroom and just tie you down and just go crazy on you. I want everything for myself. It's like, this is what I'm looking for right there on the bio. That's actually what a therapist would do. Actually, because he's going to hear things from men and women about, man, this dating market is terrible. I wish they would do this, or I wish they would do that. And he's going to say, okay, I know what I need to do. That's what you guys need to be doing. When a man says, well, you ask the question, why aren't men approaching? And then I think one woman made like a little board or something like that. It was like a board of whatever it was, little map, a journey of why men don't approach. And she whittled it down to where the men are, or they're at home, they're at the gym, they might be at work, in some other place. And I said, in response to that, so why don't you take that and then now say, okay, when I go to these places where they are, because some of them said they're in church, when I go to church, how do I show up for them in church? Oh man, I ain't never gonna show up for no man. But if you go to church, now listen to me now, then you'll know in the Bible it talks about Jesus giving his life for the church in the same way the husband needs to give his life for the church. So you're wanting the man to sacrifice. But the Bible also says, basically in so many words, do unto others as you would have them do to you. So if you would want a man to serve you and submit to you and to understand you and listen to you, well then, if you're following the Bible, then guess what you have to do? Okay then. All right then. Y'all don't want to hear anything, but you want to what you want to hear. You want to do whatever you want to do. And like I said, listen to what he said. Listen to what the men tell you, because men going to tell you, and then go do that. Go show up. If he's at church, like I said, be there in church. Look the part in church and actually do what you're supposed to be doing in church. When you go to the grocery store, it don't matter if you're in sweats and a t-shirt. Maybe you got your hair in a bun. It don't have to look necessarily nice. But when somebody comes up and approaches you, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. And if you don't like him, then just tell him you don't like him. But if you do, okay, yeah, thank you. Hey, take my number. Maybe we can get it. Now, don't wait forever to call me now. All right. And you can be a lot more pleasant than a lot of you are. But men are honest and upfront. And they tell you exactly, like you told them, what they want. And that's what the therapist did. I took what I heard and then I put it into action. It's the point I was making a minute ago. That woman who said, where are all the men? And the men gave her a plethora of places. She needs to take that, put that on a plan, which she did, and put it into action. See if she can't find a man. But a lot of times, like you doing here, and you thought it was going to go well for you, y'all like to complain. Y'all like to say that, oh, we had another problem with men. And women in the comments like, no, it's not a problem. I appreciate him saying that. At least he's honest. I would love a man to be honest with me. Thank you. Delete this video.
Like, I actually don't have a single friend who is like thrilled with how their husband is reacting to all this. Most of them are describing their husbands as ostriching, sticking their heads in the sand and pretending like nothing is happening. Meanwhile, my friends, their wives, are trying to figure out, how are we going to continue normal life for our children through this? How are we going to prepare and protect ourselves? And their husbands are like, stop being so emotional. You're overreacting. I mean, do we see what's happening? Hello. It's time to wake up. Protect your family. Like, my friends are losing complete faith in their partners at this point. The divorces that are going to happen after all this, it's going to be an unprecedented number because you all are failing your families.
So I'm seeing in the search bar here, black women opting out. I'm not sure if that's what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about the whole Renee Good situation and they're upset about it. One woman in the comments is saying, I'm so thankful for my liberal, well-informed, blue-collar husband. Another woman responded and said, same. A real man gets triggered into defense mode by this. Another woman says, my hubby is a liberal as well, but he's not near as angry as I believe he should be. Man, these women are just insufferable. Just insufferable. Y'all, and once again, you continue to hear it. Modern women want men to be women. They want the man to be just like them. This is something that Alison Armstrong says a lot. You want that man to act like you. You want that, and be honest. If that man was so angry, like you are, because you can't control your emotions, if he was as angry as you were, how would you actually feel? Would you feel safe, or would you feel like, oh shoot, man, this man can't control himself? I mean, I get anger, but I get him being passionate about it. But, you know, I feel like maybe that anger is going to spill over onto me. That's what you would say. Y'all want that? Oh, I want him to just feel like I feel. No, you don't. You guys, y'all don't know. And we see it. Well, how do you know? We see it in the comments. You don't know how to handle your emotions. You don't know how to tailor them and cut them off. You don't know how to control them. So whenever you get mad, I had somebody say to me, whenever I feel something, I feel it to the 10th degree. And I don't know how to stop myself. It just is what it is. That's just how I am. No, that's how the undisciplined version of you is. You can be quiet. I've seen you with the ability to be quiet. You can do it. It's just that, once again, y'all get out here and society has taught you that you can talk reckless, you can act reckless, and you can be whatever way you want to be without any consequences. And you need to stop doing that before it's too late. And if you are talking about the Renee Good situation, I want to say to you, God rest her soul. I'm sorry that it happened. But I'm going to tell you what I would have done in that situation. If that cop would have come up to me, if I saw that cop coming up to me, what I've been taught, her hand was hanging out that car. I'm uncomfortable with that. But her hand was hanging out that car. I would have never done that. I would have never had my hand hanging out no car. No way. No how. Oh, it ain't a big deal. Like I said, it's a big deal to me. And I would have never had my hand hanging out nobody's car. My hands would have been on that steering wheel. The window would have been down, and it already was. And when he come up, put his hands on that car, I get out. I would have got out. Period. In the store. He might have been wrong, and I'd have been like, hey, I need to talk to your supervisor because I don't feel like I'm being done right. And I would have sat up there and argued. Hey, like I said, Mr. Officer, I don't think that this is right. So I'd like your name and your badge. And I would have handled it a different way. I'm not about to get in there and drive off on somebody and put myself in that position. And this is what, and I know you guys, y'all like to say that men don't care, but a lot of times men address putting yourself in a certain position. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in a position to be injured. It's situational awareness. Don't put yourself in a position of danger, but you guys don't really care. I'm looking at a woman in the comments talking about I've packed an emergency bag, done research, got paper maps, car gassed up, looking at pews to have, all while my husband is telling me everything is going to be okay. He's about to get left. You can do whatever you want. But what happens when that pew supply runs out? Then what? What happens when that car runs out of gas? It might not even run out of gas. What happens when it breaks down? Smarty pants. When you ain't got no more food, smarty pants. Then what? This is what men continue to talk about. Y'all emotions are too uncontrolled. I got this, I got that. You got something short term. You got something to start you on the way. And I applaud you for that. But what you don't have is a long-term plan. I just got to get out. I got to get out. In a society, what you guys don't understand is society has been created so that y'all can do that. But when you don't have any structure, you can't do that. In society, I just got to get out of here. I got to leave. If a man is putting his hands on you, then you can say something like, well, I just got to get out of here. And you can leave. But society has allowed you to say, okay, here's a woman's shelter. I just got up and left. Here's a woman's shelter. Bada bing, bada boom. And over a period of time, I was able to get out of that shelter and get my own place and have a new start. But when you get out of the place and you have to figure it out, that's where a lot of modern women are going to fail, because you don't know how to build a structure. You don't know how to maintain a structure. Y'all thinking, and y'all been watching too much TV, oh, I'm going to do it like they did on The Walking Dead. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're not built like that. That's why men are saying, well, settle down, hold on. Let's assess the situation. Let's see what's actually going on. Y'all want men to get up and run like y'all are running. That's not safe. You're going to run right into danger. Stop doing that.
The thing that irritates me about men is their lack of dexterity. Like, they move about life like a toddler, like physically, like taking off a shirt. They're doing both hands above the head instead of going arm for arm. And then their whole undershirt comes up. You see their whole fucking stomach. Like, a woman would never. We're mindful of others around us. And it's just everything they do. They take up so much space and they do it so rough like a toddler. Like, also, like, if you watch Survivor, you'll never be able to unsee it. But like, when every single man comes out of the water, they all fix their hair the same way. They all shake their head like a dog. Like, why have you not figured out like a normal person to go like this?
Aren't they kind of doing that in movies where they kind of fix their hair like that when they get out of the water? Number one. Number two, why does it matter? They're in a pool. They're in a pool with a bunch of water. So they don't necessarily have to do that, because once again, when they shake themselves off, it's going to go into the water. I don't get it. Do y'all try to find things to complain about? I mean, all of that you just said was foolishness. Nobody cares about it. But yet and still, y'all get on TikTok talking stupid. Now, if a man, and whenever, if a man get up here and say, man, why do women do X, Y, and Z? And it be valid, then all of a sudden y'all want to argue that a man is misogynistic. But y'all get on here hating on men all the time for no reason. I mean, I'm looking in the background. It seems like you got some nice pictures back there. Instead of making that video that you just made, you could be looking at those pictures, possibly gleaning some insight. What were they doing back then? What was their life like? And you'd be better for it. But instead, just sitting up here making a stupid video. You could be looking out the window. Looks like there's a lot of sunlight out there. People need sunlight. What is that? Vitamin D? They need vitamin D. And here you are. Instead of going outside and taking a nice long walk, just breathing in the fresh air, connecting and being one with nature, with what you talk about, you want to connect with your phone and connect with your stupid side. Man, leave men alone.
Okay, I have a theory on why all the hottest girls are single and nobody's married yet. I figured it out. It's because before, hot women were a rare commodity. Now, everyone is just way too hot. It's easy for girls to get hot, right? And now it's like when you see a desirable, high value man, they have way too many options. And girls don't have options anymore. And it's so frustrating because it's like, people would kind of date in their lane, if you know what I mean, before there was like fillers and Botox and hair and cute outfits and spray tans and all that stuff. People would date in their lane. Now, everyone's hot, and no, men can't do any type of like plastic surgery or height surgery or whatever. And with women working and men working equal pay, that's also a rare thing. So, ladies, we need to figure out a way to make men suck again. Sorry, they do suck. That's my point. They do suck. We just need to even out the ratio here. We're too hot. Men need to catch up to us. You know what I mean?
I mean, they just sound so stupid, man. It just, with all of the hotness that we have going on, we don't have anybody that actually uses their brain. We don't have modern women that actually use their brains, man. And I think that's what's one of the most frustrating things for a man, is that modern women continue to talk silly. Just a whole bunch of foolishness, man. Like, you're sitting up here telling us, well, we're hot because of a cheat code. We keep on making or producing makeup, different lines, different things. And, oh, I don't like my lips. Well, you got Botox. Oh, I don't like my butt. Okay, well, get surgery for that too. I don't like this. I don't like that. A lot of these services would not exist if women wouldn't continue to get them. It's the same argument that you guys make for men that go on these OF sites. It wouldn't exist if you weren't paying for it, if you weren't buying it, which is true. So if a man has to take accountability for those services still being available, then don't you think that you have to take accountability for continuing to use a cheat code and then wondering why no men, quote unquote, measure up? I'll tell you, one of the nightmares that a lot of men have is waking up and then seeing, oh shoot, she's actually not that cute, not at all. And I'm looking at her. I hope I can love her personality. I'm going to have to now, because she's not great looking. This is why so many men want to see you without makeup. I want to know what I'm marrying. Y'all sit up there and act like men are so wrong for saying, I would like to know who I'm marrying before I get married to them. I would like to see your real face. And y'all say, I'm no longer taking it. I don't have to take it. I want to be attracted to my man. I don't want to have to wake up next to an ugly man. But if a man says, well, maybe I want the same for myself, then all of a sudden it's a problem. I mean, almost quite literally everything a man does and says, y'all are doing and saying. But then when a man says, well, I feel the same way. No, but that's misogynistic. You can't feel that same way. That's frustrating, man. You guys, I don't want to call you a loser, but that's a loser behavior right there.
Why do you think guys are so afraid to approach girls?
I think that a lot of guys are scared to approach girls because of the way they learn how to approach a woman. They learn to use this slick line, and you're trying to trick her or manipulate the situation. Yeah. And you can't be confident in doing that because you know that it's hollow. But if you are that guy and you have done the work on yourself and you know that she should like you, then you can just walk up to her and tell her that you're interested in her. You don't have to trick her or neg her or make her feel less. You can just walk up and be the man. Yeah. And that's the most honest, wholesome way to go about speaking to a woman. Yeah. Hey, this is me. This is who I am. You either like me or you don't, but I'm good with me either way. She'll feel it. Yeah. It'll be real to her. It's vulnerable and it's the truth. And there's no other way to deal with women but that.
I see what he's saying, and I know people in the comments clowning him about what he got on and what he's saying. But I just want to say, like I said, I get where he's coming from. Basically, have the confidence in yourself. Be confident, man. Like it's the same thing a lot of women say. Just be confident. But it's more than confidence. Number one. Number two, I speak a lot about, I feel like women need to start helping men with their confidence. There's a base level of confidence that you're probably going to have, that you're going to work on as a man, but the woman is going to give you the assurance. She's going to give you the confirmation. And because she gives you the confirmation, your confidence is going to grow. I'm not going to be confident if you don't look like you want me to approach. If your body's all turned to the side, and even if I do get up the confidence to approach you, I'm over there talking to you, you got a look on your face like you don't even want me to say anything to you. Like you don't want me talking to you. All of that's going to lower my confidence level as it pertains to you. Now, I might go talk to somebody else at the bar or at the event, but as far as it pertains to you, I'm not really that confident that you like me, because you're not giving signals that you like me. You're not indicating to me that you're interested in me. So I don't know, and I'm not going to keep on guessing. Well, you should have just been confident, just kept on. No, I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of time, man. Y'all got to start acting like you have some common sense, and so many modern women say they're educated. And then when it comes to relationships, that it don't really even require an education. It just requires common sense in some of these scenarios and these situations. Y'all sit up there and act like, oh, a man should know everything. A man should just have it all together. Do you have it all together? So why should a man have it all together? You got to start helping him out. Like I said, I understand where he's coming from. Apparently, I'm looking at the caption here, and his name is Justin Waller. I understand where he's coming from, but it takes a little bit more than, oh, you should know that she likes you, this, and this. If you have money, which is what a lot of people in the space teach, if you got money, that's going to give you confidence. If you have good looks, good dressing style, then that's going to give you the confidence. But even somebody with all of these things, if they walk up to somebody, they might still say, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I thought that, but it turned out to be something different. So these women, if you want that man to talk to you, then you got to give him signals that you want him to continue to talk to you, instead of this cold, emotionless look that you be having on your face. And when the man walk away, you get it right on TikTok and say, these men won't approach.
Men actually respect marriages.
What do you mean by that?
Women don't really respect marriages.
You're saying outside of the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like a man wouldn't come to you.
Yes.
Because he's like, oh, you've got your thing.
Yes, like, cause like when I used to meet guys, any type of famous guys and stuff like that, they'll be like, how you doing, Cardi B? Like this and that. My DMs were extremely dry. Nobody would approach me. But these women, they will throw themselves at a married man like it's nothing. It's like, oh well, whatever. And it's not because it was me, like, because I don't, I'm Cardi B at the end of the day. When I announced that I was single, oh boy, oh like
my God. Your DMs,
the DMs, the every type of way they was trying to reach. But when they know that you're like in a marriage and like you have a family, they won't approach you.
So you got some people, women saying, she's right. And then another woman says, she's absolutely right. And then you have some women saying they don't respect marriage, they respect each other. Another woman said, probably basically the exact same thing. Men respect your husband and think he owns you. So they stay away from you. Whatever it is, men have boundaries. That's what she's trying to say. That's what she's trying to say. However you want to twist it and tie it and put it, that's what she's trying to say. Men have boundaries. There's certain places that men won't go. There's certain things that men won't do. Now, are you going to get men out there specifically, that are messing around with other dudes' wives and stuff like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we call those guys scumbags. We call those guys losers. But like Cardi B is saying, and y'all want to sit up here and when she put out WAP or all that other stuff, then y'all want to agree. But now that she's saying, hey, listen, men respect, to me, it seems like men respect marriage a little bit more. I see these women, they all in my man's DMs. It's probably what she's talking about. I see his phone. I see what he got going on. And they all in his DMs. They don't care nothing about that. They just want it. I'm not going to talk about that. The point is, modern women, they want what they want. And it doesn't matter who they have to step on to get it, is her point. A man, at least he's got some sort of, at least in this situation, he's got some sort of code, whether you think it's noble or not. he's got some type of code that says, even though she looks good, I'm not going to go after her because she's got a man. And you also have to understand that some of these men are not big men. They're not strong men. They might be smaller, and he could easily overpower them. But because he is a man, the other guy will say, well, I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me, so I'm gonna let that slide. Right now, it's a different story if she start paying attention to him. That, and he might entertain it, or he might say, no, that's still another man's wife, which I've seen a good number of men do that, right? I think I've ever been around somebody, maybe one person, where they really didn't care if they were married or anybody else was married, that they were going to do whatever they wanted to do. So maybe like one person or something like that. But as she was saying, these men, they're going to, hey, this you? All right, I'm going to let it go. And men, when they're looking at another woman, they might say, hey, bro, is that you? Nah, are you sure? Yeah, man. Go do your thing, bro. Oh man, I don't want to step on any toes. Man, I don't want to offend anybody. But if that's you, I thought you and the old girl had something. No, man, that's done. We never actually did anything. Yada yada. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go holler at her then. Okay, bet. They'll do that. Y'all like to make it seem like y'all care about that, and y'all really actually don't. And that's once again what Cardi B is saying. But y'all don't want to admit it.